everybody. I'm so sorry that I'm late. I thought I'd be a few minutes late. I was filming my Game of Thrones breakdown. But it ended up taking longer than I anticipated. And I looked at the clock and I was like, oh my God! I try to get my stuff done on time. It takes so long to make a breakdown for these long shows. Like, for instance, House of the Dragon, that takes, is this Frozen? Oh, no, it's good. I got worried it got Frozen again. But House of the Dragon, to do a breakdown for House of the Dragon, takes about 7 to 8 hours in total, all the time that's spent watching the episode, doing the notes, editing it. It's a lot, and so I want to make sure I get it done on time. That's very sweet of you, Angela. Hi, everybody. It's so nice to see everyone. But yes, I decided that instead of making the stream open to everyone, it's open to everyone who's a subscriber. It costs you nothing to subscribe. If you want to subscribe, because I've been so close to 1 million for a while now, I was like, oh, this is a good way. So from now on, for the streams that are open to all to comment, it will be open to all subscribers. And also, sometimes they have a thing where you have, oh, look at Michael gifted 10 memberships. That's so sweet of you. I know that sometimes they make it so that you have to be a member for a subscriber for 5 minutes or something. I decided not to do that. So as soon as you subscribe, you qualify for the chat. So yeah, we're just starting. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Very exciting times. Also, if you're a BTT Movie Club member, we're doing a Halloween watch along on October 30th, and we're going to watch Aliens. We watched Alien in August, so we're watching the sequel. You guys voted for that for October 30th. Pretty exciting. So yeah, I'm very excited. We're going to go over these 3 stories, and then for the final 10 minutes of the stream, you can ask me anything that you would like. And anyone who's a subscriber can. And then I'll do a couple of shout outs before wrapping up. Oh, it's so nice to see everyone. It's nice to see people who can't usually chat. Hey, Oppo, I'm glad you were able to join today. So nice to see everyone. All right, so let's start with, hey, Quentin, welcome. Thanks for welcome back. All right, so let's start off with the story. Story number 1. Boop. All right, there was some question as to whether or not Knives Out would be able to get back in theaters. Just a side note, for everybody who's new to the chat, you don't keep your comments, please, to the subject at hand, or else I'm not going to be able to answer them. And you can ask me anything you want during that separate section. But I just want to make that clear, just so you don't feel I'm ignoring you. I'm only going to answer anything that has to do with the subject at hand while we're discussing that. All right, so as you know, the first Knives Out was a huge box office hit. And it came out for Thanksgiving, and it was the Thanksgiving-iest of movies, by the way. It was perfectly set up for that holiday. And it did so well that Netflix bought the rights to the whole franchise for like $400 million. So Rian Johnson laughed all the way to the bank after Star Wars. He was like, woo! But then there was some question as to whether or not Netflix could get it into theaters, because of course theaters aren't willing to work with them because they only have like a week theatrical window before it gets on their streaming service. So there was a lot of concern that Knives Out would not hit theaters. But they hammered out a deal. But there are a lot of catches to it. So let me explain this to you, and then I'll be curious to know if you might think you might go and see it in theaters. So once again, Knives Out will come out in theaters for Thanksgiving, November 23rd. And it's going to play in like the major theaters. It's going to play like an AMC, Regal, Cinemark. You'll be able to see it probably at a theater near you. However, not a ton of them. It's only going to be, they said, in about like 600 theaters or so, under 1,000. And to give you some perspective, most movies, a Marvel movie opens in over 4,000 theaters, but a normal wide release is about 2,000 theaters, 2,000. And I guess you can go as low as 1,500 and still be considered wide. So anything under 1,000, you'll probably be able to see it somewhere near you, but it's not going to be super convenient. But here's the catch. While Knives Out opens for Thanksgiving, you will only be able to see it for a week. It will only play in theaters for 1 week, from November 23rd to November 29th. And then it will not go to Netflix, but it will have a dark period. This is being called a preview, and you won't be able to watch it on Netflix until December 23rd. So it's a murder mystery. So I just thought of that. So if you don't, I mean, everyone's just going to ruin the whole movie. So yeah, if you don't see it during the first week of release, you'll have to wait until Christmas to see it. I wonder if it came from what Encanto did. Encanto, of course, hit theaters during the pandemic for Thanksgiving, but then hit Disney Plus a month later for Christmas, where it exploded. So it's kind of a similar situation, although Encanto played in theaters that whole time. But you won't be able to, congratulations, Roman. But you won't be, it's not a 30-day exclusive, it's a 1-week exclusive. So here's the question. Would you see Knives Out, Glass Onion in theaters Thanksgiving weekend and pay to go and see it in a theater? Or will you wait to see it at no extra cost on your Netflix subscription until Christmas? Yusuf said he saw Glass Onion twice at TIFF in Toronto, and it was really good. Oh, that's good to hear. I think I might go and see it. It seems more like a summer movie to me, to be honest. It doesn't scream the holiday season like the first movie. But it was so fun going to see it the first time around. I thought the theater experience was really fun that I probably would, try and see it that weekend. I mean, your other choice for Thanksgiving weekend, Black Panther will still be playing. So here are your choices for Thanksgiving. You could see Black Panther. You could see, probably again, because you'll probably already have seen it by then. They'll have the Disney animated movie Strange Worlds, which you could see. Or you could see this. And I gotta tell you, I think this would be my I already have seen Black Panther, so of the new movies, this would be my number one choice for Thanksgiving. And it would be kind of fun to see it as like, in a theater with a Netflix movie. Like, that's the problem also. Netflix movies, hardly anyone goes to see them in theater. So you're sitting like in an empty theater and Fabelmans too? Okay, if you want to go see The Great Life of Steven Spielberg, where he calls himself like the messiah of Hollywood in the world, you could go. I have major problems with Fabelmans. You can't make a movie about how great you are yourself. I can't. I've never seen anyone do that. It's like, I just can't believe it. And I can't believe no one's calling Steven Spielberg on it. So anyway, yeah. So I think that, and there's also Bones, if you're interested in a cannibal movie, Eric Solo. So it's funny. So it's very funny. But yeah, so those are the movies for Thanksgiving. And I have to tell you, I think the Glass Onion seems like maybe that would be my family's choice. So Alberto agrees with me. And also, as our hallucinations pointed out, they have Movie Pass, but you also might be a member to AMC's loyalty program or Regal's, and so it doesn't cost you any additional money. So, why not go see Knives Out in theaters for that reason? So I think this is very interesting. I'm glad that Netflix figured something out, and I'm glad they're experimenting. It's the age of experimentation for Netflix because they hit a subscriber wall. So they're going to have ads. They're getting their movies in theaters. I think Apple winning the Best Picture Oscar really lit a fire under them. They're like, what's happening to us? Oh, my God. So it's very, 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 very funny. So I haven't seen Fabelmans. I know a lot of you are defending it. So I will, of course, reserve final judgment until I see the movie. But the trailer really rubbed me the wrong way. And he's supposed to be making this really great movie about his parents, but yet the focus is on him. I'm like, come on. Let's see here. Funky Monk says Spielberg is one of the few people that gets to make a movie about himself given his extensive legacy in filmmaking. I think that if Steven Spielberg made a movie about how he broke into the film industry, that would maybe be more interesting and helpful. But and also, how difficult it was to make blockbusters and to change the type of movies that Hollywood made. That would be good. I don't know how many awards it would win, though. Him instead talking about how awesome he is for how he's inspired humanity is, I think, a little bit more of a stretch. Yeah, Marduk, I'm with you. I turned off the Fabelmans trailer halfway through. I think when someone asked his character, what movie are you going to make next? I was like, I'm out. Devin says, do you ever see a scenario where Disney will do theater special events to watch their Disney Plus shows in theaters? It's funny you should say that, Devin. I believe Werewolf by Night is playing somewhere in Los Angeles. I actually think it's the Netflix Egyptian theater that they purchased. I saw a thing on social media this morning. I think that they're airing it there. And that's a great place to play that. My Werewolf by Night breakdown is up. I worked really hard last night to make sure I got it up on time. And I hope that you guys check that out after you watch the special. Yusuf says, I saw the Fabelmans, and although it's very vanilla, the trailer is not accurate. It is about his parents. Oh, well, that makes me feel better. And also, who doesn't love Paul Dano and Michelle Williams? So I'm pretty excited about that. And I'm like, Steven Spielberg, did your family really own a monkey? All right, so let's see here. All right, so that's the first story of the day. The second story of the day, I'm very happy about this. Boop. Look who's getting a Valentine's Day special. Harley Quinn, the animated series on HBO Max. Not only did it get renewed, hey Philip, Not only did it get renewed for a 4th season, but now it's getting specials. I love these holiday specials. I love that they have Werewolf by Night. I'm excited about the upcoming Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special. And now we have a Valentine's Day Harley Quinn one. And that's right, Kasim. They're going to focus on how everyone on the show is celebrating Valentine's Day, but the main focus is going to be Harley and Ivy. You know, we were just talking on Movie Math about a lot of LGBT representation these days. Hey, Christy. But I think some of you made an excellent point that there are some areas that still need work in terms of LG representation are blockbusters. I think that's very true. And also lesbians. I think that, you know, a lot of it was on stories of gay characters, but not lesbian characters. And Harley and Ivy are definitely leading that charge. I read their Kill Bang Kiss Tour or whatever comic, and that was really fun. That was a very good comic. Usually I have to say Harley Quinn's comic book specials are pretty awful. I bought her 30th anniversary comic, and it was so bad. I couldn't even read it. I skimmed a lot of it. I was like, this is awful. But I just love Harley and Ivy as a couple so much. I think I've come to really be just such a big fan of them that I'm very excited that they're getting this special. And I think, you know, especially because their relationship was not in a very good place when season 3 ended. I was like, I don't know. Why So Serious? You should definitely watch season 3, especially now that you can binge it. I think Harley Quinn would be a fantastic. I got to binge all of it except the last episode. It's a much better binge than I think week to week. I think it's a great, great show. Side note, I didn't get to cover the Velma trailer, you know, from Mindy Kaling, but that felt to me very much like Harley Quinn, to the point of a little bit too much like Harley Quinn, even with Mindy Kaling's, you know, delivery for Velma being very Harley Quinn-like. And also Velma, I don't know if she's going to be LGBT on that show, but she, of course, made headlines on, Thursday? Wednesday or Thursday, when they released a new Scooby-Doo movie, and they finally made it canon that she is indeed LGBT. So that would be interesting. Maybe they could have a Velma Harley Quinn crossover. That would be great. And then I would forgive all. I would be so happy about that. That's actually a pretty good idea. Harley Quinn is a wonderful show. I highly recommend it if you have not watched it. I think it's incredibly well done. I do think that season 3 was the weakest, but I think that it had really strong episodes, nevertheless, particularly towards the end. I think episode 7 or 8 with the Bruce Wayne stuff was some of the best stuff ever told. It's better than the animated series. It was incredible. But anyway, I'm very excited about this this Valentine's Day special. It'll come out at the beginning of February and run the whole month. And I'm definitely going to watch it. I'm so excited. I love streaming services doing holiday content, and I wish that they would all do more of it. But we're certainly starting to move in that direction, and it makes me very happy. But that's even a great picture of the two of them at their Valentine's Day dinner. I'm very happy. I'm very excited to see what they do with Poison Ivy now, too, since she's being more of a villain. I'm pretty excited. That's right, Tosh. The Joker stuff was hilarious. So good. So good. All right. Yeah, I agree, Cameron. At some point, maybe we'll get Poison Ivy in live-action movies again. I sure hope so. I hope that this show will help that. A lot of Harley, though. A lot of Harley. You have this show. You have maybe Margot Robbie continuing with the role. You have Lady Gaga now playing her. And I told you I heard that Matt Reeves wants to introduce her on his Arkham Asylum show. While Penguin's moving forward, I haven't heard any updates about the Arkham Asylum show. So let's see what happens. Ilian says, who would be your choice for a live-action Poison Ivy? Well, at one point I had said Ana de Armas, but she could maybe still do it. I think blonde hurt her a little bit, so I don't know if she could still do it. But I would just love to have a Poison Ivy in there. I'm a big fan of Poison Ivy. Poison Ivy was one of my favorite characters growing up. I loved her on the animated series and Harley, and so I'm big, big fans of them. All right, so that's fantastic. So great. You know, it's funny you say that, Philip, because Uma Thurman, I hated Batman and Robin, as did most of the world. Even the people who were in it hated it. But I have to tell you that Uma Thurman in real life would actually make a pretty darn good Poison Ivy, considering some of her other performances. And if Uma had not done a Mae West impression, I think she actually could have been an excellent Poison Ivy now that I think about it. So I think it would have been good. All right, so Fatine, I think that Anya Taylor-Joy would be so much better as Harley. So Anya Taylor-Joy for Matt Reeves' Batman universe as Harley Quinn is like my choice. I didn't come up with that, but I was like, that's a good idea. All right, so that's the second story of the day. That comes out for February again, 2023, which is actually coming up. I can't believe how fast time is moving, man. All right, now this is just a fun little cute story because it's Friday and I needed a third story. So, boom, baby. Look at Adam Driver. He looks hilarious. You know, I got to tell you, this is for the new Ferrari movie from Michael Mann. And it's given me such strong House of Gucci vibes. I can't believe it. I'm like, I can't believe, Adam Driver, that you would do that again, considering how poorly House of Gucci turned out for you. But I got to tell you, I thought House of Gucci was like a bad movie. But I thought that Adam Driver and Lady Gaga were both excellent in it. And I liked how much he transformed. And I like that he's playing with his look a little bit more. You know, Adam Driver is such an incredible actor. I thought he was great. And he really rose above Star Wars with Kylo Ren. I've loved him since he debuted on Girls. See, James knows what I'm talking about. He's up for a pretty big role. I hope that he would maybe get it in Marvel, as I've hinted. Oh yeah, Marriage Story. He was incredible in Marriage Story. He is just an amazing actor. But I like seeing him play with his look a little bit. In the upcoming movie that he has doing with Greta Gerwig, he has kind of a different look too. He's just fantastic. I hope the Ferrari movie is good. I'm a little nervous that, Jared Leto was good. I thought Jared Leto was good in House of Gucci. But yeah, he was very good on Saturday Night Live. But yeah, I'm a big fan of his, and I'm excited that he's, I think he's very compelling in these type of roles. I think he looks fantastic there. I see that picture and I'm like, sold. I loved Ford v Ferrari from James Mangold with Christian Bale and we'll talk about the Leonardo DiCaprio thing in a second. I want to talk on that. But Christian Bale and Matt Damon, that was incredible. I loved that movie. But I hope this is more like that and less like House of Gucci, which just didn't work out, despite all the incredible talent that was there. I do want to point out, speaking of Christian Bale's recent comments, that Leonardo DiCaprio gets all the offers first. And Christian Bale is like, I only get roles after Leonardo DiCaprio turns them down. And a lot of people online were like, what? That's appalling. But let me just tell you, from a business perspective, and it's always important to understand the business perspective because it helps. I'm not saying the business perspective is always right. I think Hollywood is at its best when it balances the creative and the business. But because it has to be a balance, you can't overlook the business. So the point is that Leonardo DiCaprio sells tickets. Christian Bale does not. I love Christian Bale. Christian Bale is incredibly talented, but he cannot sell a movie ticket. Leonardo DiCaprio is probably, like him and Denzel and Tom Hanks to some degree, are like the only people who can sell tickets still. It's incredible. It's incredible. But so anyway, I'm excited. And Ford v Ferrari was like one of my favorite movies. I loved it so much. And Tom Cruise, I think to a degree in the right role. I've been surprised that the Mission Impossible movies have. And Will Smith, I think to some degree, before the slap for sure. There are still a few movie stars left, particularly when they're in the right roles. Sandra Bullock, Mystic, that's good. That's true. Sandra Bullock, she's still one of the only women still in there fighting. One of the only women ever who's been able to make themselves like a true movie star. That's fascinating. All right, so hold on. That's the 3 stories of the day. It's 2:00. Until 2:10, you may ask me anything that you would like. Anything you'd like. But I don't have to necessarily answer it. That's the trick. Neil Jones says, how do you feel about Will Smith's next movie? I saw that trailer come out earlier this week. Nobody really paid attention to it because I think he's really damaged his brand. But I do have to say, I thought that, besides the fact that I think people are looking to move away from slavery stories at this point for black filmmaking, which I totally get. But I did think he and Antoine Fuqua made some really interesting choices. I liked that it was in black and white. I thought that some of the cinematography was really cool. I do like emphasizing the African accent in these stories. That's something you haven't really seen in a lot of slave stories about slavery. And I think that that's important, to give that dignity and majesty back to Africa. I'm really in favor of that. So I thought that the movie looked not that bad, actually, and it piqued my interest. But I think that Will Smith, he's just destroyed, as Marduk said, I think he's destroyed his ability to disappear into a movie. I mean, he was always kind of Will Smith, but I think that you're always going to be thinking about the slap now and what's going on with his personal life. Darwin says, Grace, any tea on the confirmed Cavill appearance on Black Adam? I told you guys all this. On September 23rd, I was one of the first people, if not the first, to break the story to you that Henry Cavill was returning in Black Adam. To be nice, I put a question mark on it because I'm trying to play nice and not, just blatantly ruin any movies. Although everybody blatantly ruined it the other day when they started screening the film. But I told you this already. But I appreciate your enthusiasm, Darwin. But that, as I said the other day, that's the scoop game for you. Hector says, what is going on with Blade? Will it be delayed? Let's see how long it takes them to find the director. Thanks, TJ. Butch Queen Disco Cult. That's a great name. Are you still watching Amazon's Lord of the Rings show even though you're not covering it? I hadn't planned to because it wraps next week. And I was like, maybe I'll do a special. Maybe I'll review the whole season. But I got to tell you, I just can't make myself watch it. I got other stuff to do. It's too slow. I'm just, I'm watching Andor still. I am still watching Andor, but I just can't get into the Rings of Power, I'm afraid. Michael, I'm glad. Some people who are watching Rings of Power are really enjoying it and do vouch for it. Let's see. Graham says, speaking of period pieces, what time period and setting do you think is underrepresented on screen and would like to see more of? Graham, that's such an interesting question. You diamond, you. That's interesting. I think the 70s, way too much the 70s. Maybe like the Roaring 20s. I don't think that's ever really shown that much. I would be interested more in like the 1800s and the 1700s. I think the 20th century has just been done. So I think I'd be a little bit more interested in some of the older things and exploring how we actually haven't changed that much. The only thing that really changes, and if you saw Peter Jackson's documentary with, the way he was able to take technology and speed up the film, and, people did not move slower and more disjointed back then, you can see that everybody's the same. The only thing that changes is fashion and technology. And that to me, and I think sometimes social situations representation and those things certainly change. Society does, but people are still relatively the same, which I think is fascinating. Let's see here. Paul Brunel says, are there any long dormant franchises you would love to see return to the big screen? I kind of would like them to do another, Back to the Future if they could figure it out. I gotta say. Linda says, how's your Friday going? Will Movie Math be up on Sunday? Linda, you look so great there. Yes, Movie Math will be up on Sunday this week, although the week after, it'll go up on Tuesday again. And that is the last time that Movie Math will be delayed for the rest of the year. But this weekend, it'll go up on as scheduled on time. And I apologize for those delays. Aaliyah says, hey, Aaliyah, Adam Driver possibly interested in joining a franchise. Really, I thought he was done with that. His primary interest is acquiring an Oscar. I think that's true to some degree, Aaliyah, but I don't think that's going that well for him, and I think he does also like money. Also, who doesn't want to be part of Marvel? Let's see, I'm trying to get these super chats here. Jay King says, is episode 8 of House of... Where did it go? Is episode 8 of House of the Dragon... Where did it go? Boo, 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 boo. Is it your favorite? Yes, it is. Incredible, incredible filmmaking. House of the Dragon, I say it in my breakdown, but I'll just tell you here. I kind of feel like House of the Dragon is doing what DC should be doing to balance out Marvel. It's just incredible storytelling. We're just so lucky to be experiencing it. Somebody the other day was like, Grace, why do you have a problem with everything? Why can't you just say something's great? House of the Dragon is that show for me, where I'm like, I got no complaints. Even when the characters do stuff that's bad, I'm like, it's brilliant. I totally see what you were trying to say. I mean, I guess I had a little quibble about House of Valerian. I feel bad about the way House of Valerian's being treated, but overall, I think that it's peak entertainment. Tommy Raider says, what's the next Marvel release you are super excited for? Oh, that's easy. Black Panther. I think that looks incredible. Daniel, I hope Rinna gets kicked off of House of the Dragon. I hope she gets kicked off Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Sufjan says, are you team blacks or greens in House of the Dragon? I like them all. I'm not really on a team. I don't really feel either team is doing particularly well. Matt Thornton says the showrunner on Disenchantment has confirmed to me on Twitter he's working on season 5. Don't know why Netflix hasn't announced it yet. Well, he might not be animating it. He might only be working on the scripts and the outline to get Netflix to maybe approve season 5. So he might be working on it, but you should ask him to confirm as to whether or not it's actually been greenlit. All right, now I'm going to try and answer some questions. Okay, Juan says, hi, Grace. I sent you some info regarding Namor and the mention of him as Kukulkan. Were you able to see it? Yes, I was. It was a lot, though, Juan. So I saw that you sent it to me, but I haven't been able to read it yet. All right, now I'm going to try and answer questions of people who are just subscribers. Oh, thank you, Jander. That's very sweet of you. Sick Nasty X2 says, is Armor Wars taking Blade's date? Any news on this? It hasn't been decided yet. Armor Wars is, I think it's really a race to see whose project probably comes together better first. So, Gigi, you had a super chat? Where did it go? Where is the super chat, Gigi? I'm looking. Oh, there it is. Did you watch Amsterdam? What did you think of it? I'm seeing Amsterdam hopefully this weekend, Gigi. So I have not seen it yet. But I'm nervous now that the Rotten Tomatoes score is so bad. Jalen, I skipped yours too? Hold on. Let me go find it. I don't see it, Jalen. Jalen, if you use that one, it's gone. You got to be really careful timing your super chats to make sure I see them. I apologize about that. I'm trying. I'm sorry. Sarah Bacon says, I like your picture, Sarah. What is your prediction on how the Black Adam movie will do? I still feel, even with this little sprinkle of Henry Cavill, that it's probably going to perform like Hobbs and Shaw. That's what I'm expecting. Adam says, I saw some reporting that Dune Sisterhood just cast 2 new leads. Do you think the show will go forward after all? Yes, for sure. Especially with Emily Watson. That's a huge get. I don't really know. I mean, I don't know. I liked Dune, but I still don't feel like it's a world. So I'm curious to see if they can convince me of that. Armani says, are you a night person? I'm a huge night person. Too much so. I got to go to sleep better. I'm really bad. I love being up late. And I hate going to sleep without having some fun. Like I want to read a comic or watch like a sitcom or something. It's very hard for me. Like I know people who are very disciplined and are like, it's time for bed. And I'm like, nope, my day's not ending like this. So that happens to me a lot. But I gotta stop it. This week I've been pretty good at getting up early. So I'm very proud of myself. Let's see here. Kledgy says, did you see the new Spider-Man in Madam Web? I did, but didn't it look like Aaron Taylor Johnson? That weirded me out. I was like, why is he in a Spider-Man suit? Maybe it's a multiverse, and in that multiverse, Kraven is Spider-Man? That's so dumb. Carlos says, Nana Blondell should be Storm from House of the Dragon. Agreed. Okay says, Ezra returning for Flash reshoots. Yeah, they're not substantially redoing this movie. I don't understand why everybody's like, oh, they're substantially redoing it. The only major change is that Henry Cavill gets to stick around as Superman. Supergirl does not replace Superman anymore. Now there's both of them, just like there is in the comics. That's the only major change that they've made recently. Jalen says, I was asking your thoughts on this final She-Hulk episode and how it may impact the next phase before Secret Wars. As you know, I think I'm a little too close to She-Hulk, to be honest with you. I'm very curious to see where the show ends. I think that that show might have gotten too mature. And I am wondering how many people might have written into Disney and been like, my children watch Marvel projects. I checked this morning and it was actually rated TV-14. But I still think that, I think the stuff with the doxing, and like that stuff, that was really adult. I mean, I applaud the conversation, but I think that, this is tricky territory for a company like Disney. George says, possible for She-Hulk to guest star in Daredevil. I don't think that she will. You never know. I think She-Hulk's going on to the movies. VS says, Grace, Olivia Cook is Poison Ivy? No, I don't think she doesn't have an edge that I think Poison Ivy should have. Harris says, will Elsa Bloodstone show up again soon? I heard she might be in Blade. I mean, they're rewriting Blade considerably right now, so who knows how Blade's going to turn out at this point, but she was supposed to show up in Blade. Will R said, is Man of Steel 2 ever happening? If you guys go see Black Adam, it might. I mean, if Henry Cavill doesn't significantly boost this box office, and I heard that it was just, as I've been reporting, it was The Rock. The Rock was like, put him in the movie. I got booed at Comic-Con. I added that second part. But I would imagine that would be part of his argument. But yeah. Oh, it's 2:11. Okay, so let me do some shout outs. Thank you, Danielle. Oh, Danielle, I always love seeing you. You always just make me very happy. Danielle, as you can see, is a Diamond member, and she's been around for a long time. And Danielle, for some reason, you always make me particularly happy when I see you. All right, let's see here. Aaliyah says, Aaliyah also is very kind, always DMing me. Aaliyah says, when will we see Man-Thing next? I don't know about that. That's a good question. Man-Thing might be too expensive to bring out too often. I don't even know. What's The Wonder, Lewis? Let's see. Chad's walking in Midtown about to Bad Cava for lunch. What's Bad Cava? Thanks, Hippo, for Eyes One. You have a great weekend, too. So Danny O. So basically what you do now is you tell me what you're up to so that I can just say your name, basically, and interact with you. That's what we're going to do for like 5 minutes. So what are you up to? Oh, VTTV, you have COVID. I'm sorry to hear that. Feel better. Fatina says having some kettle popcorn in Albuquerque. I love that. Oh, the new Florence Pugh movie. Is that the one where there's some kid who won't eat? I don't know. That looked medium. Lily says, will you watch and review Shadow and Bone Season 2? I think I will. Although it's been so long, I'll be curious to see if it can come back as strong as it was. Carrie says, lunch with the BTT crew. Oh, I love it, Carrie. I love when you guys have your pictures as your avatars. I really feel like I get to see you. Linda just got home after work. Love the live streams. Oh, that makes me so happy. Danny is meditating in Chicago. Silas is watching from Switzerland, studying abroad for university. That's pretty awesome. What a place to be. Tenerife says, waiting for New York Comic Con live stream on YouTube. Oh, that's awesome. That's right. New York Comic Con's going on right now. Dancing Dog 60 says, at the office celebrating my birthday week. Happy birthday. Jose Mendez says, having breakfast for lunch. That's awesome. You can eat breakfast anytime you want. Breakfast all day long, baby. Des Nizra says, hi from Indonesia. It's 1:13 a.m. here. Thanks for staying up with us. Let's see here. Vojatul says, preparing to have salmon with rice in the Czech Republic. I love it. My relatives are from the Czech Republic. Hello. Carolina says, trying to convince my 2-year-old to go to sleep in Sweden, but delaying to join in my first live stream. Your 2-year-old must love us. We gave them a reprieve. That's awesome. Oh, Carolina, it makes me so happy that I got to be a part of your evening with your child. That's really nice. I never wanted to go to, as I just told you, I'm a night person. I would always beg my parents to stay up to watch The Late Show. I was like, just the monologue. It's great. Hey, Jerome and Mykonos. That's awesome. Let's see here. Anthony says, getting ready for a 7-day work week in LA. But that's, then you get another break, right? Anthony says, hey, in the UK, favorite entertainer. Love your business videos. You should do a book or a video series on movie filmmaking. What a nice thing to say, Anthony. I like those emoji choices too. Adorable. Matt says, coming at you from Michigan. Matt, I'm picking up that action figure today, I think. Or at least this weekend. Walking to the school to pick up my son. Ivan says, watching from Monterey at home office and doing laundry. Way to multitask. I've been there. Danny says, Grace, are you ready for the holidays? A little. My personal stuff I've been dealing with has slowed me down a little bit, but I do have some of my Halloween stuff out already. Adam says, it's my birthday, Grace. I'm unfortunately at work, but glad to be here. Happy birthday, Adam. Hey, your birthday's on a Friday. That's pretty great. That's awesome. I hope you have a wonderful day. And you know what? Take the whole weekend. Have a birthday weekend. I do stuff like that. Flo says, nice to be able to chat today. My pleasure. We're going to do this. I'm going to try and do it when I have 3 streams a week, every other week. Zeke says, in Houston, finishing lunch, going back to work. I hope you have a great day. Mania Figure says, watching Lock and Key, also waiting for Born Pink tour to start next week. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, AJ, 15 years sober. Congratulations. Eating some ice cream. Oh, that's great. Corey Allen is considering a job offer at Disney. I hear Disney is a wonderful company to work for. I mean, they can be a little mean sometimes, as you know from the press, but they offer like so many perks. You should ask them, be like, what would my perks be again? They're incredible. Nate Rendell says, I'm reading some comics and eating lunch. Sounds like me, Nate. I love your live streams, and I'm so glad I could finally catch one I can comment on. Me too. Have a great day. I read some comics last night. I love comics. They're not as good as they used to be, but I'm not giving up on them. Kit Wander says, sending you some SoCal love, still working. Oh, that's cool. Good for you. Let's see here. Oh, that's very nice of you to congrat AJ, Anthony. All right, I'll do like 2 or 3 more. Lucen says, in Philly doing research to buy a new TV. I just bought a new TV. OLED, baby. That's what I bought. Although I had to buy it now, so I didn't get a sale, and I was pretty upset about it. So I would recommend that you wait for Black Friday or the Super Bowl time, because then you would not have to pay full price. But I'm very happy with my purchase. And I got a TV stand. Thank you very much. I will take a picture once it's fully set up. There's still a lot of boxes around it. Let's see here. Patrick Graham says, hey Grace, I've been watching you since the early days and absolutely love your YouTube channel. My boyfriend refers to you as our friend Grace. Love from London. Finally caught a live stream. Hello to you and your boyfriend. You're definitely my pals. That's so awesome. Let's see here. Nadia says, hi Grace, I've been a subscriber for almost a year and I'm so excited for my first live and comment. Oh, that's awesome. I'm so glad I decided to do it this way. Thank you so much. That's just awesome. We're going to do this every other week, so you'll be able to comment in more streams, Nadia. Marco says, hi Grace, sending lots of love from Milan, Italy. Oh, that's so nice. I love Italy and France. Tom says, sewing as a tailor at work and watching my first live stream. What an interesting line of work. That's so cool. Great respect for tailors. Really great craftsmanship. Luna says, hanging out with my boyfriend and going to watch a horror movie tonight. Oh, have fun. And Jared says, at work in Ohio, and so glad I'm able to comment for the first time on a live stream. Me too. All right, everybody, I got to get going. Oh, boy, do I have to get going. I had a wonderful time with you, as always. You guys are so great. I'm so glad. I always love seeing the members. And it was really wonderful to have all subscribers be able to comment today. All right, talk to you soon, everybody. Have a great weekend. Bye. Bye-bye.